Okay. Welcome back to the 2024 Tire Rack One Lap of America, presented by Grassroots Motorsport Magazine, with coverage brought to you by Hooked on Driving, Everyday Driver, and the Valente Group. Especially today, Eric Call, thank you so much for hooking us up with this awesome MiFi unit, because there's not a whole lot of service out here in Deer Trail, Colorado. And we got 5G courtesy of Eric Call and HPDRE, so thank you so much. Again, you find Brian and I. Hello, Brian.
I am so miserable.
It is a very, very windy day here. Constant winds of 45 miles an hour here throughout the day, if not plus. You see some tumbleweeds going across now, running across the start-finish line.
Now, will the
Will the
trigger the timing?
It shouldn't. We'll find out. But
We can ask the expert
yeah.
right here.
Do we think the tumbleweeds will trigger the timing as they go by?
It hasn't.
It hasn't yet.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
All these small ones go straight through, so that's solid.
Okay, there we go. So our timing and scoring crew finishing up some last minute things before we get underway, but it is, I think, the windiest I have ever been at a racetrack today. I think there's definitely going to be some challenges by the teams here, particularly those running a whole lot of aero. So we have staged the first few cars. The first couple of run groups are staging. We've solved our issues with fuel here this morning. The track ops guys kind enough to get that sorted out for us. Brock running across the way here.
Mark, you got your radio with one of these?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay.
Plugging it in now.
All right.
So a few last minute changes going on. We're ready to go. Brock, Brock here. Good morning.
Mantra, I don't care.
Yep, normal. So
Usually I go up there and I make sure everybody's okay, but they started without me, and that's okay.
So Brock, it is super windy today. Do you think that's going to have an impact on anybody?
Just the poor bastard standing around here. You're in the car, it's not going to matter. Just a few tumbleweeds to run over, like a few billion. But no, it's I hope everybody doesn't use it like potholes in Pennsylvania, where you try to miss every one of them. So no, just see what happens. I mean, no, it's a nice day. It's going to be 62, windy all day long. So it's as good as it gets.
Okay. Well, we're going to get started calling the action here. Thanks, Brock. As we have our first run group out on track. So Brian and I are going to come over here and start our commentary. Brian obviously super excited this morning.
I have not been this miserable at a racetrack since.
Hallett?
No. Palmer, 2016.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty cold there, too. I mean, at least it's not as cold, but the wind it's so annoying. There's no other word for it. So we've got our first run group out on track right now. Coming up to the start-finish line, you'll have a front row view to what's going on as Brian and I are putting our hoods up.
My hood's already.
Your hood's up. It won't stay up. It's blowing away.
So with the length of this track, we were able to do 6 cars
Yeah,
on the first run group, which is
that's awesome.
very rare.
Yep.
Only tracks like Road America,
Yep,
Sebring are we able to do things like that.
that's right. Now, here's a bit of trivia, and I'm sure Brian will get it. When was the last time we saw a Corvette up at the front of the field?
That would be, let's see, 2022.
Was it 22, Chris and Tina? I think it was before that. I'm saying, well, that's true. Okay. I don't know if I would have classified, because his was like the Corvette. That's true.
Dapper Dave Ogburn.
Yep.
The Goodyear Porsche.
Volkswagen, yeah. Out of the way. Andrew Brownfield.
Brownie next. Saw him walking around earlier with shorts.
Wow.
What an idiot.
Hopefully he drives better than he dresses today. And as you saw him taking off, you saw the Corvette in the background skedaddling down to start heading downhill.
And Chris Mayfield up next.
Yep. Off and away, going uphill. And right now, it's not a headwind or a tailwind. It's just, actually, it is a bit of a tailwind coming up the hill, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So
It's shifted
going
a
up
bit.
the back stretches, they're going straight into a headwind.
Yep.
Andrew taking off in the Team PGR Tesla Plaid.
Yep. And Peter Lear and his co-drivers, you know, the
Forgetful
the
ones.
forget, yeah.
Yep, that's DJ Allison Greeny at the wheel.
Yep.
Taking off as we see Chris Mayfield and his Evora.
There goes Andrew.
Yep.
Quietly, quickly. Now, I'm curious to see how he does here because the wind and the temperatures, I don't know if it'll help him or hurt him, but, you know, these are longer stretches where he's really stretching the legs on that car. So is he going to have that heat buildup that they've been working so hard to try and solve for? We'll find out. Wow, and the Tumbleweed's running by faster than the cars right about now, coming across the finish line. Tumbleweed won. Just ahead of the Corvette. I think the Tumbleweed was faster than the Corvette.
I believe so. And here comes Dave Ogburn.
He's catching. He's pulling on him. Absolutely. Hustling hard into the braking
Pulled a good 3 or
zone.
4 seconds out of that
Easily.
initial gap.
Easily, yeah. A couple more Tumbleweeds coming across start finish.
comes
Here we have
Barney.
Andrew, yep. With that tailwind. Gets it in
It
and
almost looked like the tail of his car.
yeah, it was a little wiggly, yep. You know, well, you remember he's got a tailwind into the braking zone and he's loading that front end, unweighting the rear. Chris Mayfield picking up some Tumbleweeds for the ride around the track, giving them a good view. Wow, but Andrew absolutely shutting that down. That gap is closing quickly. As we see Andrew back on the back straight there.
And look at where Andrew's going through right now. Look at the monstrous
Yeah.
tumbleweeds that are crossing the track
Yep.
now. And here comes DJ
Yep.
finishing up his first lap.
Now I think this is, you know, as smooth as he's been, I kind of get the feeling that both he and Chris are at a little bit of a disadvantage when it comes to power. I mean, look at Andrew
Look at
catching up
Andrew. Oh
to
my
there.
gosh.
Yeah, I think the Tesla and Dave might be the ones to beat right now.
Yep. And we
Absolutely.
should be seeing the Smoko Corvette coming around any second.
Yep.
I don't see him.
I don't hear it yet. I see some more Tumbleweeds, but holy moly, this is more than 45 miles an hour. I'll tell you what. And we got to be closer to 40, 50 or so. I mean,
Yep,
this
here
is.
comes the Corvette, going to climb the hill, finishing.
Yep,
up
Corvette's
lap
coming up the hill for lap 2.
We do not have live timing today.
Yeah, it's going to be every other day. Dave Ogburn seems to have lost a little bit on that lap.
Somebody was asking a question about the live timing, but no, it's going to
Yep.
be every other day.
So tomorrow we should have it back up if all goes to plan. Woo-hoo-hoo.
And yesterday's timing crew was not yet blown away.
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
winds that they drove through. Here comes Brownie finishing up
Yep.
his second lap.
So I'm curious to see what comes up next. If we're going to have a Tesla or we're going to have.
We have a Tesla followed
Follow-
close. I'm sorry, we have
No.
a Lotus followed closely
Closely
by a
by-
Tesla.
Here's the load. Yep, he's pulling on him. He may get him. He sees him, and that's just going to put the bit between his teeth. He's running fast.
Yep, looks like Chris lost his tumbleweed and Andrew picked up a little bit more.
Yep, yep.
So this is going to be interesting. We'll watch this
There may be-
backstretch, and let's see. I'm waiting on DJ, and I don't.
I don't see him
Yep,
yet.
there he
But again,
comes down
it's
the hill.
it's that power disadvantage because this is a little bit more of a power track, particularly today.
Looks like Chris has actually pulled a little bit of a gap on Andrew. But
Well,
I
it's the
think-
straights where he's going to close it down. It's that big power differential, and you can see he's closing up right now because Chris is at the top of his, gearing, and the Tesla's just closing right up on him. It's that 1,000 horsepower with that Tesla, which just gets it done. You know, and I can't remember the last time we had an overtake in the first run group. I mean, generally that's pretty well sorted.
Yes.
So again, we knew that there was going to be some tight competition, and sure is. And up to the checkers, they're going to give it everything they have. There we go.
Here comes Dave Ogburn.
Dave Ogburn, he closed that down this lap. Again, he shut it down a little bit more. But I'd say probably a good 4 seconds overall he gained on him.
And the Tesla is by the Lotus.
He did. They passed. Wow.
Sure did.
Wow. So, you know, we talked about it in the car yesterday a little bit when we were speaking with Hooked on Driving. But there's such a variety of vehicles here that are really performing well. It's kind of special to see, too.
Yep. And as Brownie's climbing the hill to finish his 3 laps in the Toyota PE Supra.
And, you know, you think about, especially in the back straight there, why the Tesla was able to close down so much. Remember, they're going into a headwind there, and Chris, with all that aero, which has been advantageous throughout the rest of the event so far, it's becoming a brick for him, whereas Andrew, a little bit more of a slippery car, and with that power advantage, can just push through the wind, and it is a substantial factor. So a lot of the unknowns really popping up here for the one lap, as is usual. But today, exemplifying it.
On DJ to finish up his 3 laps. He should be here momentarily. I see him coming into...
Yep, see him coming down the corkscrew there. Then up the hill. There we go. And that'll finish up our first run group. But wow, Brian, that was something. It's going to be an interesting day today.
Yeah. And that concludes our coverage today. We'll see you tomorrow from Missouri.
Let me try and fix Brian's mic here so he can. There you go. That might be a little better for you.
We'll be back after these commercials.
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh, this wind.
It is brutal.
I don't know how Jim Cantori feels when he goes and does hurricane coverage. Except it's not quite as cold.
You're right. Usually it's more tropical, not. Oh my.
And the migration of the Great Plains tumbleweed continues. if you guys can see between the front stretch and the back stretch, just thousands and thousands.
No, I mean, on the way in here, it was insane how many were just blowing across. I mean, you can't even dodge them. That is the road. They're tumbleweeds. And unfortunately, on the way in, some of you who are watching our Instagram feed in the morning were there as we tackled a couple of other birds this morning.
You've become an avian serial killer.
I am. It's there's going to be a podcast about me. I mean, I'm still nowhere near Colonel Sanders, but you know.
All right, group 2 is I don't know which one lap.
Yep. Woo. So the NSX should be out in this group then, right? Because there's that the E-Ray.
Yep, that's the Michelin E-Ray.
Z-Ray. Pew! Well, you know what was really nice here? The breakfast burritos. They were pretty good. They had that veggie, the verde chili, which was nice.
Nice and spicy.
Yep, nice and spicy with some potatoes, some
Helps
eggs in
warm
there.
the body up.
Absolutely, and you had some nice hot cocoa.
Yes, I did.
With the marshmallows. It didn't. Next time, Brian, if you're good today, we'll get you some Stay Puft on the way.
See Tomo climbing the hill, followed by Chad in the NSX.
Yep. I wonder if he has his leaderhosen on to climb the hill. Yodele, 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 yee-hoo.
The colder it gets, the
It's true, our brain cells are absolutely shutting down about now. This coverage should be brought to you by Chapstick.
Just coated mine very well.
Nice.
I'm gonna have third-degree burns for the win.
It's true. I mean, yesterday we were windburned. Today, ooh, we need a transplant. Not here.
Skin graft.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why yours just will not stay upright. Oh, you know what it is? It's this. Comes. There you go. Now we're talking. That's much better. All right, so we got one of the Super Eyes.
So, as you see, Mark Hopkins does not even have to wave the flag.
It's true. He
just
holds
on
it.
out.
Yeah.
So the Super Eye picking up tumbleweed on the recon lap.
Yep. That E-Ray right behind him. And we have Tom O'Gorman. I wonder if it's Tom or Shalil running this one, because this is
This is probably it may be
Shalil's home,
This is
yeah.
one of his home tracks. We got
because I know, in fact, I found out we were speaking with the track manager here. He and Shalil actually do some racing together. I can't repeat what he said about that. It was all good, mostly. First Super Eye out and away. E-Ray. Uh-oh, that didn't sound good. Something happened there. That was not as aggressive of a launch as yesterday.
That was Chevrolet's new premature launching.
Yeah. He had it holding and then it didn't. Now we've got that Randy Pobst trying to get away in his Camaro. And we'll see who that is. It might be Shalil. He's sitting a little bit higher in the car. I think that's Tomo.
Yep.
Saw the helmet there. The NSX. Oh, and we have Rob from Parts Farm here giving us the heart. Give it right back.
Showing up late to the party.
I'm continually amazed at just how short that first gear is in that car.
Yeah.
And Rob Bone with the Parts Farm, taking the green flag, spooling up, and away he goes. Pretty violent. See his head snapping there. Braking early for turn one. He's not been here before, so let's see if he can hold on to his lead in category. We've got Rob on the back straight now. It's boogieing pretty good. As the Supra comes across the start finish. Now it feels like the wind is, I don't want to jinx us, but it seems like it's abating a little bit. So for the first run group, it was an absolute factor. Here, not as much.
But when the wind dies down, the really big Colorado gnats start flying around. They're so big they'll reach into your pockets and take stuff out.
And we have Rob's co-driver here, who is
Hey, everybody.
trying to feel Brian up as we're on camera.
Trying to pickpocket you.
Didn't have such delicious treats.
He keeps sausages in there for you.
Strawberry. What was it?
Sit. Good boy. Strawberry mango.
I'm out of Cheerios.
Yeah. Oh, we can solve that. There we go. The Honda doesn't seem to be on it as much today.
Well, it looked like he picked up about 75 pounds of tumbleweeds in the front
This is true.
balance. And here comes Rob climbing the hill, finishing lap number one.
Yep. No tumbleweeds on that car.
He was shooting them along as he
Drive by.
was picking them off as he was going.
Pew. All right. I see the Supra coming down. The S
If
is
he's
up
picked
the hill.
Any extra?
Now it looks like he got rid of. It looks like he got rid of the ones that were there before. He just has some residue.
The E-Ray.
And that gap to the E-Ray's grown a bit.
Yep, he's up at the top of the corkscrew coming down now.
Yeah. Again, look, it's fast, but it's not the level of which we expected with that car. And Randy, I think, closing down on the Corvette a little bit, but not as much as I'm sure he would like. And then here's Tom. The gap
Well,
holding.
Randy had some extended repairs out in front of the hotel last night.
Well, it wasn't so much of a repair as it was he was trying to change a setup, trying to soften the rear of that car because the sway bar was really, really stiff. And what they found is that as they were trying to change the setting, it was getting hung up with some of the other suspension components. So they had to sort of grind down one of the components so they can move the sway bar to the soft setting.
Chad seems to have picked up a couple more tumbleweeds.
Absolutely.
On lap 2.
Yep.
Waiting on Rob to poke into
There
the
he is.
corkscrew. There he is. Using up a lot of the curve.
Well, he's trying to get it as straight as he can to get the run down here. If you can grab that curve, if you can get a little greedy there, you can put the power down and make it a little straighter and get the power down fully sooner. So it'll give you a run here, and with that tailwind, might be good for an extra few miles an hour anyhow.
Yep. And the Supra entering the corkscrew now.
Yep.
Got a little loose at the top, but gathered it up quickly and pinched off that curve nicely.
Well, again, as you're coming over that hill, you're now getting that side wind, which is now turning into a tailwind. And with that wing, I'm sure it's probably upsetting the balance of the car a bit as he's putting the power down.
Messina checking in this morning.
Hey, Grant.
Hastings.
Thank you for hosting us yesterday, you and Dan. And, we were happy to see everybody there being so nice to us.
E-Ray completing his 3 laps. Here comes Randy climbing the hill.
Make it little boy height.
Comes Tomo.
And then I see our NSX coming up to finish their last lap. Dodging the tumbleweeds and
Failing to
failing to dodge the tumbleweeds. Yeah. Oh my.
Carry that thing around all day. Here comes Rob climbing the hill to finish his 3 laps.
First session, well done. Woo boy, wind picking up again now.
Photographer Stephen Burke.
There you go,
Now
Steve.
he's high. There he is.
So let's see. So Steve, show us your glass. And I said glass. There we go.
A lot of glass there.
That's quite a glass.
Walk slow and carry big lens.
Hey Steve, I see that's a big glass hole too that you have in the front.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. It's lovely.
Count all sizes of glass holes.
All sizes of glass holes, huh? All right.
Why don't you go do some CrossFit?
Just filled with glass holes.
Yeah. And everybody's got an opinion on which glass hole's better or worse. It's, yeah. It's, whew. What do we have going on here?
Brett says, happy to have us. Come back anytime.
Oh, I
See you
think
next
we will.
week.
Yep. Maybe some of those half-price hot dogs and hamburgers and sandwiches will still be there. Bless Jeff's heart. He was trying to get rid of him so bad. It's like, by the way, if you're still hungry, we have half priced sandwiches left.
We're overstocking and we got stuff ready to go.
Go, go, go! Which is what you'll be doing if you eat all these sandwiches.
Crazy Jeff's hot dog emporium.
Today only.
Chris Vanderwart says, I just picked up with Integra Type Bass. Did you hurt your back? What can you tell us about what can you tell us about the
ones
ones
running
this year?
Well, that's an interesting
One's
thing.
white and one's blue.
One's white, one's blue. It's hard to see because what we're comparing them to are cars that are designed to be much faster and way different is what they're running in right now. The cars themselves are performing fine. You know, I think the best way to see what they're capable of is take a look at the lap times from the courses that they've run so far and compare them with some of the other stuff that you know. And I think that's probably a better way because my subjective take on it is largely irrelevant. and I don't have anything to gauge it against it. I haven't driven it. I like them. You know, I think for a daily, I love the Honda Civic Type R especially. You know, I think they're really cool. Whew. We had a little lull in the wind, and now we don't.
Yeah, because you ran your mouth.
Well, that's what we're doing here all day.
Yeah, but you ran your mouth about the wind.
Well,
You said, oh, I think it's lying down.
dying down.
Lying down. It's the same thing
You
with-
want to lie down. There's a tumbleweed. You ever seen one before? Oh, man.
And you
See,
see,
photographer back there.
Gabe
Yep.
all
Trudging through the weeds. Getting passed by a tumbleweed on the back street.
attacked by a tumbleweed.
I mean, there was a migration of tumbleweeds this morning
Yes,
across
there
the
was.
highway, across the plains here. It was interesting.
And here we have the Bandit.
There we go.
Scotty Coors. And his Turbo S.
Turbos.
We don't talk about Fight Club. That was from Hooked on Driving Northeast, so I don't know if that was Mark or if that was Claire. It was
We've got.
kind of a funny comment, so I'm leaning more towards Claire.
Yep, probably.
We got Andy Hollis behind Scotty. We got
We got
JD.
Randy and Andy. The Randy Bandit.
Of course, this being Scott's home track.
Yep,
had
he-
tons of laps here.
Yep. No, I mean, barely touches the brakes going into T1.
Well, he let the wind do the braking.
Probably. Well, he's got a tailwind here. Andy out and away in his little bean. Braking earlier. You got JD. Into Gammon. Wow, Scotty already hustling down the back straight at the end of
Scott
the back
has
straight.
checked out.
He is gone. And he hasn't even reached the back straight yet. Wow.
There's Tyler in second for
Yep.
that.
Oh, it's even quieter out here.
Yeah. Smoko Camaro.
Yep.
Look at JD go down
Yeah.
the backstretch. Wow.
Putting some pedal to the metal.
We got the Buckley Barnes Corvette. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see
We should see
here
Scotty
in
any
the next
minute.
few seconds
Yeah.
into the corkscrew.
Yep. Give it about 10 seconds, I figure, given that he's got to climb the hill now. Now at lunch, I'm going to check out what the times were because the track manager said he'd be amazed if anybody got like a 150 here.
And here comes Scotty,
Yep.
top of the corkscrew. Not using up as much curb as some of the others have.
Now keeping it
But
tight.
he knows this
He knows the
track.
way around. off brake there. There you go.
And here comes Andy entering the top of the corkscrew.
Okay.
So I guess Andy was able to cut through the
Well, remember, down once you go start dropping down the hill, it becomes a little more technical, and that gives the advantage to a car like Andy's. And Scott's, yeah, back straight. And this is what we saw before, you know, at turn 1, or lap 1, I mean. So Andy should pop out just as Scotty gets out of our field of view here. So if that's the case, if Andy hits the back straight, that means that he's holding that gap pretty steady. And yep, there it is, the same exact thing. As Scotty disappears, Andy hits the back straight. So he's kept that gap pretty even. So well done, Andy.
Here comes Tyler.
Yep. And then we should have the Camaro next, right? Yep,
Yes,
there
we
he
do.
goes.
Smoko just
Coming
got
down the hill.
Corkscrew. JD goes down the back stretch.
And on the highway, it looks like we have one of the dad bod car mods coming in. I think the Corvette's closing down a little bit on the Camaro. Seems to be closing that gap a bit.
The dad bod car mod, Corolla had to go pick up a couple more engines, or
Maybe. Ah! So windy. All right, Bandit coming around to start his third lap. Wow. I mean, just smooth, clean. That's that track knowledge.
yes.
Woo.
Here comes Andy climbing the hill.
Yep. And you know, what's interesting, Scotty not as far ahead this time. Last time,
Far enough.
yeah, I mean, but Andy, I think, has done a pretty good job to maintain or maybe even eat away at that gap a little bit. Well, let's see. Yep, Scotty extended it on the back straight again because he's further down the hill than Andy is now coming onto the back straight. So maybe got a little bit more of a run. A couple of tumbleweeds larger than Andy's car that just went by him right there.
We got the Camaro entering the corkscrew.
Yeah.
JD heads up the back stretch.
Smoko Camaro coming around to take start of his third lap. And those big old tumbleweeds are making their way right to the braking zone into turn 1.
Let's see if
I think he'll get by there before they reach there, but I get the feeling that the next car might not be so lucky. There we go, they're tumbling across right in the braking zone now. Casually just floating away. They are big ones.
well, let's see, here we go. I think
We're
this
good
is
now. Scotty coming around to
because
take
he's
the
gonna
checker. Yep. Well, they're gone anyhow, so we're good. There we go. Scotty's showing us how it's done. Woo. Try and stay here and block someone to win for you. I'll call the action this way, you call it that way. Oh my. Yes, we do accept tips. If you'd like to go to Square, I'll set up a link for us. Buy Brian some gloves.
We never found that elusive Dollar General yesterday.
I mean, when it said like windy, I don't think we anticipated this. At least I certainly didn't.
I did, because when you have a weather report for somewhere that there is nothing there and it says windy,
Yeah.
it's probably going to be really, really windy.
Well, I mean, but like, I'd imagine they'd have a different icon for that. like Dorothy flying away or something, you know? Because the icon for Win looks exactly like the icon for heated seats.
Smoko Camaro completing his 3 laps, and the Buckley Barnes Corvette.
He closed down that one,
Yes,
didn't
he
he?
did.
Well, you can switch places with me if you want to take a rest. It's fine. I know how to turn to my left. There you go. But now you can't say anything. Let my footage go. They have plexiglass up there. I wonder if we can shoot that way.
Well, you know, they have to be
They
They have to
do.
be talking about their times and everything. There's
Yeah.
only plexiglass right there.
It's better than
in
what
front
we're.
of Scotty.
It's better than what we got right now.
Hey, let's kick him out. Tommy's not.
Yeah, exactly. Man.
And I think with this, either this run group or the next run group, they are going to 7 cars.
Nice.
I heard Andy over the radio a few minutes ago saying that they were one more run group and they were going to bump up to 7. So
Yep, so we're doing 22, 53, 14, 58, 45, 33, and 26.
What?
No. Colorado.
Well, Peyton did even said Omaha when he was quarterback for the Broncos.
So you see, we did a cool thing now. We actually created a staging on here so Andy can actually call the cars up this way now.
I know. I was there
But they
for
don't.
the conversation. They don't know what's going on. I'm just wasting time.
That's true. We're a great team.
Oh, Grant. Oh, it is Claire that's with
Okay.
the,
Hi, Claire.
With the funny messages. And Grant Messina is like, let's go, JD.
There you
JD
go.
win.
Yep.
So look, we got Adam Spence out there. We got one of the Caymans. Look, we got a couple of Supras, I can't tell.
You know what I'm going to do during lunch? Go in the car and enjoy no wind.
And no wind and heated
Seats. Yeah,
seats.
exactly. In our Tundra, because that's appropriately named today. Woo!
What we need to do is, like, you know, the little spotlights the cops have?
Yeah.
We need to get one of those on the Tundra with a phone mount, and we can sit in there,
Just angle the.
put the, and just twist it, and we can call the action from inside.
Where's Andrew going to charge somewhere, I think? I see the PGR Tesla going down the road toward, what town is that way? I forget, Brickell or something? Or
Yeah, it's a good ways.
well, it's about 20 minutes,
Yeah.
but that's the only thing around here.
Yeah,
They're
there's nothing in last
that's where
chance.
people had to go get fuel who weren't sure if this was going to open up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
I was thinking they had charging facilities here.
maybe I don't see any.
Well, it's cold.
It's a bit chilly. Morning, Mike.
Marco, ready?
What's that?
Mark out there now?
No,
You
I
know
mean,
yet?
no, not yet.
He should be up really soon.
He's either out now or what number is he? Do you know?
He's 44.
44. I'll
Thought
tell
I
you.
saw the car, but
I thought I saw it going up the back.
Well, it's
street.
possible. 44 is in the 4th group.
This is the 4th group.
Well, then he's in this group.
He's at the tail end of this group.
22 is the very end. So yeah. Mark Matyson here. We've got a current HOD and we got Legacy right here.
good morning.
Ready? Brian, watch this. Ready? Want to see something? Mr. HOD Legacy. Okay, don't do that. This is terrible. Oh my. Morning, Mike. How you
All
doing?
right, so we got the green M&M, or
Yep.
what were we calling him?
I don't know.
It
I
wasn't
think
Green Goblin.
no,
because
we
that was the other one.
that was the other one. But we didn't arrive. We didn't arrive at an actual name for it.
Slippery Booger?
No, we like it more than that.
We got Cody Kozar and his Cayman. And I'm quite certain this is probably Eric Scheimer in the Team Unicorn Supra because this is his
track.
home
Yep,
track.
that's true. Maybe like Green Machine, you know, if you've ever watched Adam Sandler's movie.
When I hear Green Machine, I think about the big wheel from the early 80s that actually had the handles
Yeah.
that you used to
Yep.
pedal.
Well, he's pedaling pretty good. He's
Yes,
already
he is.
done the back straight.
And here's the Penguin Garage.
Surprise.
Racing Supra.
And we've got Mark Matthijs of HOD, Hooked on Driving, is going to try and get hooked up on this track and get away quickly. Go, Mark. There you go. Giving us a little salute. Off and away. Mark
Kevin
taking the
Blake
morning.
next.
Yep. Mark taking the morning. Cody then will be doing the afternoon, it seems.
Yep.
Cody beating Mark in the afternoon.
Cody may not get to try that car again. And then rounding out this group, we have Mark John
Schreider. In the Camaro.
with one of the funniest he has one of the funniest personalized tags of the week.
Look at him go.
Yeah, look at Mark climbing
Mark,
the hill.
yeah. About to go down the hill, round to the right, and then start his descent. You know, Cody and Mark doing well as a team. You know, Mark taking the morning session, then reviewing all the data, doing their debrief, and then Cody picking up and doing his best. So, good teamwork going on there. Whoop, one goes, one comes.
His first lap as Mark John climbs the hill at the end of the
Woo.
backstretch.
That Porsche, though, seems to be closing down just a bit. All right, let's see where Adam pops out. If he pops out on the back straight right about now. So, yeah, he's closed it down. Same with the Supra. Seems to have closed a bit on the Porsche. So the first three cars having a good little battle here. Gap seems to be consistent to the next three cars or four cars here.
Comes the Penguin
Yep.
as the Kozar Cayman, the Rosenthal approved front.
Yep. But again, it's that local knowledge that Eric has, which is allowing him to close up on that Porsche
Yeah,
there.
He's closed a good 5 seconds in his first lap.
Absolutely.
Here comes Mark climbing the hill.
Looks like he picked up a
Tumbleweed
hitchhiker.
in tow.
Yep.
Kevin up at the top of the corkscrew headed his way down.
Yep. That gap, I'm not sure if it's decreased or remained the same.
Probably the same.
Yeah, because Mark's now on the back. That's the same. Because they usually send him when the next car hits the top of the back straight.
Here we have Mark John climbing the hill.
Yep. So let's see how we go here. Adam should be next up, next,
He
right?
will. He will be.
Yeah.
We should see him at the top of the corkscrew, I would say, within about the next 15 seconds or so.
Golly, that GT500 sounds good.
Yes, it does. And there is Adam.
Yeah, there he goes. So less than 15 seconds, so he's pulling some good time.
Yep.
Now let's see if anybody's been able to close on him. Yes. So if we see Eric popping up over the hill any second now, then we know that he's closed that down. Yeah, there he
Here comes
is.
Here's the Cayman now.
Yep, well, that's what I'm saying. We saw the Cayman and Eric's right there as well. So the top three having a pretty good battle.
Look at that. Eric is third in this section. Adam is
Yep.
just coming out on the back. Oh!
Oh, we've got a car off.
The
That
Penguin
is
Supra.
Penguin Supra. They are fine. They just collected a lot of dirt. They're driving it back on the track. They've joined the track. They're okay. They're just going to have a bit of a time issue, but no. There we go. All okay.
45.
And we keep on moving.
47.
Well, this will give Mark a chance to close that gap a little bit. Not that it'll matter, I mean, it's time trial, but there is a little something that happens when you see that next car, you know, in your glass there, and you want to go after it, so. Here we go, here's Kevin. Kevin seems to be keeping that gap consistent, same with Mark. Quite a lot of wind again. So as we see, look at this. I mean, if you look at the middle here, all these tumbleweeds migrating toward us right now. There's got to be at least a couple hundred right now, and they're all about to cross the track now. This is unreal. As Mark John's coming up into.
Oh, he's going to get this big one. He's going to get this.
Oh, this is. I missed that one, but holy moly, hundreds of tumbleweeds right now. This is a scene you do not see anywhere else. This is one of those one-lap things. As they're all migrating up the wall here where we are. Look at this. They're just, it's a valley of tumbleweeds.
Man, Adam.
Adam taking the
Yeah,
checker.
Grant, I would love for us to be able to get a PTC camera, but I don't think that may be in our budget.
Yeah. But you can zoom.
No. PTZ, we would sit somewhere with the
Yeah.
with the joystick.
Yep. Wow, it is a sustained wind today, right now. It is. This is crazy. I'm gonna hide behind Mike. We're gonna hide behind Mike right now. It's working.
We've got a great wind block right
We
now.
do.
As the penguin garage super finishes up their lap.
This is unreal. Mark Matthijs, quite nice, finishing off his first run group of the day. Session, excuse me. Representing Hooked on Driving, doing a great job. Oh, my, my, my.
Group A is going to be 18, 79, 49, 54, 20.
All right, Mikey, go get him, buddy. Oh,
And here comes Mark John.
yep. Oh boy. Somebody's brakes are cooking there. Or it would be transmission. I don't know. It smells.
That was the underwear of the penguin garage super driver.
But again, you know, we talk about track selection, right? And what do we say? What does Brock say? You know, what kind of tracks do we choose? Tracks that are motorcycle friendly, that if you do have an off, there's plenty of area to recover, not a whole lot of stuff to hit. And you saw that. I mean, that was a pretty quick off. They came up over the hill, miscalculated the left-hander, and just kind of went straight. And there was nothing to hit. They just went off into the yonder and was able to drive it back with no damage, no problem. Want me to take over? Okay. It's just really cold. Yeah, it's exhausting. Chris!
How we doing?
Good, cold, windy.
Yes.
Stop the wind.
There we go. That feels better.
Yeah, we just need to turn around.
And guys, guys, if you notice between the track wall and the pit wall, those aren't bushes that you see that are just
That's
growing.
right. These are
That is a collection of tumbleweeds.
here you go, Bryce. Stay there for a second. So these are not bushes. These are the things that are flying across the track. And I mean, when you look out there, you kind of see them migrating now, but this is what we're contending with all day long through the transits, through the tracks. They go. That's what they do. They tumble. Well, Chris Vanderwalk, if you're still watching, we've got the Honda out. And then,
Chris is watching.
Okay.
What else is he doing?
that's true.
He's a lawyer.
Lawyering.
He's a
Lawyer.
He does nothing.
There's one of the Acuras right there.
What's Amata would do?
That's it's you know what's Amata? It's Amata Christina.
That's
Yeah, it's Amata. And then we got Neil Simon, that pretty pretty MX-5. Can't say Miata anymore because they don't, or do they now? They do say Miata now,
I
don't
say,
they? I say Miata.
you say potato.
Oh man. There's a blue mannequin staring at us. It's-
That's creepy.
Looks like if the Unabomber moved to Colorado.
Right? Didn't he live in Colorado for a while? Well, he did live in Colorado for his final days, and then he hit Florence.
Oh, this is just.
I've got so many jokes to make about these tumbleweeds.
It's
that are
crazy.
So inappropriate.
That'll be on the
Those will be
drive.
on the transit
Yeah,
drive.
exactly. But this is just amazing. This is like people from the West Coast moving to Colorado, just flocking here. I wonder how they're gonna.
Tumbleweeds remind me of the stoners the first day that the dispensaries opened in Colorado. We're running to them. Okay, we got.
We've got a big old tumbleweed at the edge of the
We do.
game.
So we've got the Michelin Cadillac,
Yep,
followed by another one of our Caymans. I'm trying to remember which one that is.
it's the one with the tumbleweeds pouring off of it.
Yeah.
As you see that pushing off.
Behind them is the Wayland ZR1, followed by the Honda Potenza car.
Golly. Oh, this is brutal. This is 60 some mile an hour gust right now. Sustained gusts.
Ryan Whalen at the controls this morning.
I think to get his acceleration down here, you just have to take your foot off the brake, throw it in neutral, and you'll get pushed.
Oh, he almost stopped.
So- Oh my word. I think the tumbleweed accelerated faster. Oh, good and go to Daytona.
I think
This.
the tumbleweed that is attached
It's
to
grabbed
the-
our timing cord.
That timing cord may have made.
Yep.
Let me look at one thing real quick.
You got one pulling your cord right there.
Don't put that one back on.
Next one. Next one, do first two over here. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, if you hold them next time, I'll just grab it really quick.
Hard to believe, eh?
We've got
Will tumbleweed
He's-
pull a
disrupt this session. That would be. Oh, they're gagging up. Oh, it's got it all right.
Oh, they just cleared them all.
It cleared itself.
As the Cadillac, as the Michelin Cadillac went by, it looked like it had about half the tumbleweeds from the track on it.
Oh man,
It's like never ending.
it is unyielding.
What I want to know is, what do tumbleweeds begin life as?
Aren't they just like grassland that dry up and you know?
I don't know.
And why are they growing tumbleweeds out here? Like,
Is it a cash crop?
yeah, exactly. I mean, they are pretty cheap out here. It's kind of like, you know, oysters in the Philippines. Just go diving and grab a bunch. All right.
Here comes Nick finishing up his first lap. I'm too cold to pan the camera. Sorry.
Just imagine it doing what it just did behind us.
That's right.
And then hopefully hitting the brakes for turn one. And if not, we'll hear it.
I don't know. I don't know if we hear it over this wind.
That's, yeah. And it would carry that way anyway. Neil with a face full of tumble. Oh my goodness.
The Cadillac finishing their second lap. Lost some of his tumbleweeds that he collected on lap number one.
Absolutely.
And you want to see something amazing? Nick Simon, Neil Simon out there wheeling that MX-5 around, and
There he is right there.
walking across the track.
Tumbleweed passing him.
So that makes us think that Michael is driving the MX-5 this morning.
Maybe.
Unless Neil is cleaning himself. Ryan Whalen finishing up his second lap.
Oh my. All right, here's that Civic coming across. With Nick Amato catching up.
Yep, he sure is. Climbing the hill, finishing up his second lap.
Woo. How long have we been going on? Just coming up to an hour. Well, if we want to leave it just oriented this way, do you want me to get the other tripod?
I don't think it'll stay with the wind.
You don't think it'll stay here?
Oh, no. And I think our audience is loving us suffer.
Oh, we can still suffer, but your hand doesn't have to. That way.
And the caddy finishes up his AM run group.
Definitely smell the brakes on that car.
Yep. You know, it's bad when you've got a hoodie over your hat and
Yeah,
the wind is
it's
still
still
trying
getting
to
it,
take your
yeah.
hat off.
Yep.
Came climbing the hill. And Ryan Whalen really closing that gap down between himself and the Cayman.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. I figured out an easier way to do it.
There you go.
Oh, my. It is just, I've never experienced anything like this. It is just completely unrelenting, unyielding. This is just something else.
Civic climbing the hill.
And we've got
Negotiating
Nick,
the corkscrew.
coming up.
A few extra tumbleweeds on his front back.
Well, that's for sure. Some brakes there too.
So we've been
I think
about an
they're
hour now.
braking there, and it's actually coming to us because it's clearly not what we're smelling as they're coming by. So we're smelling they're braking into the last corner.
And here comes Michael in the MX-5.
Yep. Neil
RF
looking on proudly.
Miata.
Yep. And I can't help but notice, and you guys can let us know who's watching, how the stream quality is here. But if you remember back to, I think we tried doing some live streaming 16 or whatever it was, and it was atrocious. I think we got maybe 5 minutes in. So from then to now, and especially with the cool kit that Eric's provided through Verizon and HPDRE, it let it go.
It cleared itself.
Well, there were about 5 that jumped onto it, and then it just lifted it over.
So for those of you that are just joining us,
Yep.
this is the 2024 Tire Rack One Lap of America, presented by Grassroots Motorsports Magazine, with your media coverage this week brought to you by Hooked On Driving, Everyday Driver, and the Valente Group. And Eric called with Verizon and HPDRE, providing us with our great 5G hotspot to be able to bring you the coverage this week. Oh, look, here's Kelsey. Says quality is amazing.
Yay.
I'm getting the sound effects of the wind without blowing my ears out. Kelsey, you want to come on up here from Texas and
Yeah.
Texas with me?
Yep. And we appreciate the love. We had somebody say that they saw us there yesterday. We were amazing, so we appreciate that. We try. It's our pleasure. Well, mostly it's our pleasure, except for days like today that it's just that it's a job.
Yes, there is nothing pleasurable about this.
But we say that now, but in another time when we're actually on a transit and thinking back to some of the more miserable times that we've had, we'll laugh about this and recall the literally hundreds of thousands of tumbleweeds at this point that are running across the land here while we stand out here like fools.
You're going to see tumbleweeds in my nightmare.
Yeah. So last year was tornadoes, this year it's tumbleweeds. That'll be our team name next year, Tornadoes and Tumbleweeds. I mean, the wind will knock you over. It is that strong gusting. I heard 45 miles an hour gusting. Not sustained. That's sort of the baseline at this point. I don't think that's going to work.
No, that's not going to work.
Would you like me to try the tripod?
Stream quality is good enough, but the suffering is great. we wish we were all still there.
Nice. Yep.
I got it. Thank you. He's like, I am leaving this place.
I think your checker's about to
flags
go.
are escaping the flag stand. They're like, screw you guys. I think the winds are probably blowing at
It's 60 to
55 to 60
it's
miles
it's
an
it's
hour.
60 on the bigger gust because it's pushing me along. I mean, I think
And I'm not a svelte individual, and it's moving me.
yeah. I mean, there have definitely been some gusts that are getting close to 70. Yeah, here, hold on. Brian can do his Jim Cantori impression. Ready? All right, Brian, go ahead. Give us the feed right now. What's going on? What are you seeing?
I'm seeing fish. Flying by. Oh, I should have put my glasses
Yeah,
on
get upside down. Next time. My casserole dish.
So we got next run group rolling up
And back.
and backing up.
It's that one's got some shine to it.
GR86 is
He's got a big old one on there.
he uses fog lamps just to see through the tumbleweeds.
All right, we've got our number 36 Corvette taking off and collecting a tumbleweed, so that's a point. I think he's starting with 4 points. He's got quite a few tumbleweeds on there, so I think if you can keep it on there the whole time, you should get extra points.
I think so.
Winding that FRS up.
Club's
Club's-
Mustang.
Yep. Followed by the quietest Camaro ever.
2 guys, 1 Camaro.
Yep.
Well, with the wind, it may be quiet today.
Maybe.
Oh, we're still out.
Nope.
We got the Bridgestone Potenza Race Acura.
Woo, this is one of these big heavy gusts that we have. His Fred's about to take off. That's the Legacy HOD. I'm not quite sure what's louder on that car right now. The engine, the exhaust, or the wheel brake
Yes.
that you were hearing is. I think yeah, there we go. The biggest saving grace, so to speak, that we have today is that we're running more cars, and I'm sad, that people have had attrition and they're not here today. But at the same time, that means that we'll get done the broadcasting a little bit earlier this morning,
Yes.
and we can go to someplace warm and reevaluate our life choices.
We need to find somewhere that does hot sit on the side. Directly after the broadcast.
This is here we go again with the one of those. That one literally just knocked me back 2 steps. That had to be closer to the higher 60s on that one. Jeez. You're one step away from disaster.
Just a win.
Just a win, almost off into the tumbleweeds. So for those of you listening to that exchange, we have these big sustained gusts that kind of come through, and in those sustained winds, there are even stronger gusts that are a part of them, and
And we're standing on this very small.
platform here with the chicanes, right? Ta-da! But yeah, this is where we are, and this series of gusts nearly just knocked us both, me off the right edge and Brian into the tumbleweeds.
I think everybody's watching just
To see if something
If we
happens,
blow
yeah. It's-
Oh dear God!
oh my God! Oh, Tom Ricky got his brakes fixed. Oh man.
Take that joke and 3 more people started watching. Oh, I lost one.
That's because you stopped doing it.
Like, no, he was kidding. He didn't really mind.
I can still see cars, and they're the same size that they were before.
Another monopod lodged itself in my chest.
Oh man.
The Corvette passed.
Ooh. I think we may actually hit all the run groups before the hour 30 mark.
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm looking at what's lining up and what they're calling, and
Yeah, but he's just calling out more to line up.
true. 0-0, we got Amanda in there and Katie. So there can only be a couple more after that. Because, I mean, if you think of...
Followed by Nick and his wife, Tamara.
There we go. There's another one. Nearly knocked Brian's top off.
That's got to be 70.
It's got, yeah. Anything that's moving us around has to be in the high 60s or to like 70. But what I'm thinking is, you know, if they're calling 64 and whatnot, because he's only doing it before they go now.
I think he's doing it. He's doing it 2 groups in a ahead.
Okay. Wow, look at this. This is just crazy. Oh, man. There's Fred. This is... Wow. Kicked up a tumbleweed over him.
That pile of tumbleweeds in between the 2 walls just keep moving.
Yeah. Well, it's as they're kind of getting pushed over the wall, they get grabbed by the snagged. Excuse me. There we go. Haven't seen Steve Loudon yet.
Well, I heard him saying earlier that when he was talking to his wife this morning, that he was going to be going out about 41st.
Okay.
He's just out having fun.
He is. And we need to say happy birthday to him, don't we?
Right.
Happy birthday.
39th birthday.
Yep. What's 66 minus 39?
I don't know. It's too cold.
It's too cold to do maths.
Quick, Claire. 66 minus 39.
27.
Okay.
Holy baloney, it's cold. I'll take this. You can chill out. Brian's taking the load off. All right, we got Fred finishing off his 3rd lap. This is, you know what it reminds me of, kind of, when we were battling the tornadoes, or that long drive with Musto, and you get to the hotel and you just feel exhausted.
Yeah.
You feel it because we've been, it's not an exaggeration to say that we're getting battered all morning long. And it is physically tiring.
Being shivved in a prison shower would not be as brutal as this.
There's Mona. How you doing, dear? Tell us about it. Tell us. Is Mikey out now? There we go. It's our legacy HOD mom, Mona Arrigo. Watching her hubby, Mike. Matthew Kramer says he saw us in front of Fort Morgan last night. Amazing cars, thank you. Somebody else wrote that they're cold. Oh, I feel terrible for you. I don't know. Let me get out my little violin. I'll wait, it blew away.
I think the only people that get to complain about the cold more than us right now
Yeah,
are our corner workers.
probably. That's true. Corner workers are... I think we need to buy them all many hot chocolates during lunch.
Well, they probably get to eat and drink free here. They'll buy me lots of hot chocolates.
Yeah, right. You got it, Bri. I'll buy you lots of hot chocolates.
Oh, it was actually nice sitting down.
Yeah, well, you can
But
sit
then
back
I
down.
stood up and
Yeah, it sucked.
it sucked, yes.
The lap times on the tumbleweeds. Well, I can tell you they've actually out-accelerated some cars coming across start-finish. Brian trying to find some respite. Hey, it's Mark.
Survived another track.
Yep. Hooked on Driving Northeast just gave us a little giggle. There you go. He's hiding.
Also a wind block.
There you go.
Glad I can help you, Ryan.
Be Brian.
I think I murdered all tumbleweed.
Nope, there are many more. Look.
I gotta go again.
Yeah. This afternoon, Cody can try and take him out.
Yeah, I was dodging about the back last night. Probably in hindsight, not great.
Well, worse for your times, too. So how did you like this track?
It's a really cool track. I've never been on it. I've done it in the sim a few times, and I'm about the same in life as I am in the sim. There's a couple of the uphill turns that I get confused. One of them, you come up, you can be flat out because there's a little kink to the left, and one of them, if you're flat out, you're going to launch into the next stratosphere. I almost went to the next stratosphere twice.
Well, we did have one car who took off into the grass there.
Yeah, the one hill you come up and it levels out, and it's a
Yep.
90-degree left, and the other one is just kind of an easy one.
And I get the feeling the birthday boy's about to take out the track because we've got his co-driver here.
Woo!
There you go.
So yeah, but no, it's a great track. I don't know how well we will have performed today compared to yesterday, but I had fun, so we're gonna go with it.
Awesome.
Cody's watching a bunch of video. We'll see how he does later.
We're going to pan around and start this group. Yep, there we go. It's the Fiat.
Do you sing Happy Birthday as he launches?
Yeah, go for it. And one. Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy.
Rude of him to leave
I know.
before we finished.
Right, he could have at least waited till we finished.
Yeah, it's like he didn't know.
All right, and we've got a Ferrari and a Camry in the same run group. Who'da thunk? So, which one of these things is outperforming the other? Chasing a tumbleweed off his splitter. There goes that Ferrari down the back straight. Looking good and sounding better.
Hall pass off next.
Hall pass about to go. Woo! A good crowd of people here to wish Steve a happy birthday. Oh, hold on, Brian, if you can take this for a second, because we've got a special guest calling now, Mr. Musto.
Alrighty.
Howdy. Very, very cold and very, very windy. So it is.
We got Steve Loudon up at the top of the corkscrew heading his way down to complete lap number 1. I think we may have had a pass on track because here comes the Toyota PE Camry. And indeed we have. He got around the Corvette. See Uncle Howard coming towards us now. Coming up to complete his first of 3 laps. His team Hall Pass, red Super head up the back stretch.
Alrighty, I'm back.
So what did Brother Musto have to say?
Well, we'll chat with him in a little while longer, but he's heading down to LA and wanted to check in on us, make sure we were okay. Gave him an update on our weather situation. He said, well, that sucks. I said, yeah, it does. So we'll chat with him over lunch, and maybe we'll even do a little live and bring him in on us. Mike Musto, obviously, known as Mr. Angry. That is a huge tumbleweed right there that Steve just missed. That one is larger than Andy's car.
Double wall.
Yeah, it's a tumble wall. So he wanted to say hi to us, and obviously he takes care of a lot of stuff for Hemmings now, but he's been on a ton of different things, TV, radio, you name it, print. He writes a lot of stuff, and all around cool guy, one of our good friends, and just like everything else, calling to check up on us. That's what it is. Mike Musto, a multi one-lapper himself. So, thanks for checking in, buddy.
He's running everything from a 68 Charger to a 2012 BMW X5M.
With Matt Farah.
With Matt Farah from the Smoking Tire.
Yep.
Indeed.
Yep. And I think you have one of the... Oh, wow, look at that. He caught up. I think you have one of the better photos of Matt Farah asleep in the car at the tire rack. Video, right? He gave it all he had that week.
Yes, he did. I have one of the best videos of Mike Musto at Allen the morning after the tornado.
Yeah.
Looking like, oh my God, what am I doing?
Oh, yeah. That was...
Here comes Uncle Howard climbing the hill.
Yep.
There's the guy in front of me. Get away from me. He's back here.
Brutal. Yeah. So, Brian, here, pan over for a second. I do want to talk to Mark because Mark just brought something up to me that, we were talking about before, and we were hypothesizing, and Mark was just saying that the wind was moving his car around quite a bit. So tell us a little bit about that and where particularly you were feeling it.
Yeah, so a ton I can feel it on the backstretch. You're at a high speed and the wind is whipping, so if the wind's head on 1 minute and then side the next, it actually will wiggle the car. And when you're doing 130, 140, whatever it is, that's unnerving. And then now you're bouncing off of tumbleweed. But yeah, so now I don't have aero on my car, I don't know how that's going to affect these guys with some major aero. They're going to be holding on.
Well, especially you talk about the wind shifting, and we know that it's coming sort of this way right now, and it's shifting between this way and this way. As you're coming up over that final hill, onto the front straight down the S's, that's really taking you then, it's going from a side profile to, as you talked about, to the rear now, and it can unweight the car, and we saw that happen with a couple of the Supras that are running some big aero in the back too. It unsettles them.
Yeah, I think so. We're lucky in that fact that we don't have the big aero. It's not upsetting our car as much, but I can definitely tell as I'm coming around the corner, coming to drop down into the S's, that the car wants to be free. But luckily with the all-wheel drive, if it wants to be free, I can do a little counter steer, stay in it, and it'll just kind of pull it out. But I could tell where if you had big aero, rear-wheel drive, it's going to be scary.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, it's just one of those things with the one lap, and thanks, Mark. We appreciate that.
Thank you guys.
One of those things with the one lap that it's just everything's unpredictable, and the wind of all things, right? Who would have thought? You're talking about heavy cars, and the wings are creating sails for you effectively, really making it a challenge. So we've got Rob's co-driver here, Daryl. What's going on, buddy?
You have to interview Brandon, owner of DME Denver, has brought complimentary chicken biscuits this morning.
Woo! What kind of compliments were the biscuits giving? He's got nothing. He's got nothing. We can chat during lunch. Absolutely. Brian just, yes. People seeing that face, maybe on a wanted poster. Who knows?
Wait a minute, I know that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Paternity tests.
He's either 5'10" or 5'11", depending whichever convenience store he's coming out of.
Hey, buddies. Crossover.
Already, Steve? We already saw our final destination church on the way in here, so you're crossing over now. You're about 20 miles too far west.
Yeah, that way. Ooh.
Where you going? Just across over there down that station.
You got it?
I need it. I'm an old man. That's the only thing I have. No, don't do it.
Huh?
This wind is so hard that the muscles in my leg are hurting. Having to open
Battling against him, right? Oh, man. We got Brian out now? No? Mike. Very cool.
I said the afternoon run group, they just run everybody at the same time.
I think that's a great idea. I don't.
Oh, there's Brian right there.
Nope. That's
Oh,
the
no,
other.
that's the
Safe Haven.
How we doing, gentlemen?
Windy.
Solomon.
How you doing, Kevin?
Doing great.
We're trying not to get blown away.
Yep.
Ball real.
Yes, sir.
It's the tumbleweed attack.
That's for sure. Oh boy.
This is how China's finally going to take us over. They're just going to invade with nothing but tumbleweed. This is a test run.
You're doing a good job right there. So I'm going to turn a little bit this way. Thank you.
Sure. Oh no.
Really well.
Oh no. Oh no.
No spooning, Solomon. No.
PG broadcast.
What the fork?
And then he realizes that we're live.
Suddenly he's very quiet.
Good to know. Good to know. You should always announce that to Kevin.
Kevin's not someone you put on speakerphone ever.
Well, that's how we do it.
Just needed some good blackmail material for later on.
Fantastic. Won't be the first chunk out there, I think. For sure.
Yep.
So it's a fun track. My first day here.
We have to get a subscription to Reputation Defender.
Well, which subscription?
Well, in that case, what is it? You have to go to Mint Fire Rocket Finance or something where they find all your duplicates to take care of that.
Yeah, we're gonna need a fire extinguisher for all the stuff.
Safe Haven Defense could probably use some of that bulletproof glass about now, or that ballistic glass today, with all these tumbleweeds coming across.
Yep, Father, close
Look
to
at
the-
that! We actually have like a Fu Manchu on the Field's
Cardinal.
arrow.
And then PE Motorsports
Yep.
86 right behind them, and now we're gonna wait. We're just waiting on 4 more cars to show up. PE Motorsports 86. We got Mike Arrigo, followed by Scott O'Donoghue.
And you're absolutely right about your legs. We're up in the quads where you're stabilizing yourself constantly and you're
Exactly.
shifting where your stability's going from.
Getting to skip leg day this week, which is no different than me skipping leg day every week. The awesome little M2,
Yep.
and it's beautiful Shakir
Shakir
orange.
orange. And flat plan crank sounding pretty good.
Yes, it does. Comes the Safe Haven GT500 to finish lap.
Getting a little wiggly there under braking. Getting it in.
Hey, waited a little late to start that brake application
I
there.
don't know if it was so much late. It's a heavy car, and plus you got a tailwind there, so it's going to play around with the rear end as you're trying to get it settled.
Here comes the Cardinal.
So he's waiting right about there. Same deal.
Yeah.
Quite a bit lighter,
That car
however.
weighs like a piece of paper, but that car weighs like a brick. In
All the ways the paper factory.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Here comes Mike at the top of the corkscrew.
yep. All right, so our cracked windshield is going to get replaced on Wednesday.
Excellent.
Good deal. Yeah, we must have picked up a stone or something, because at the very, very top of our windshield on the left side started a crack that we noticed yesterday. And yeah, we have to get that taken care of because it is spreading down.
And as one Shelby goes by,
He's going to
the other
catch him.
appears.
He's going to catch him.
And the GT500 is just starting lap number 3.
Yep.
So
We're going to have a cross plane
crash.
crash.
Pass on the backstretch.
I don't know if it'll be on the backstretch because we're going to have a cross plane catching a flat plane. Oh, maybe. Yeah, it's not going to be on the backstretch, but it'll absolutely be because they're both on there now. He won't close it, I don't think. It might be coming up the hill he gets him before the final corner here. Before the corkscrew starts.
Seeing Mike Arrigo and his M4 comp.
Any moment now. Yep, there he is. Keeping it nice and tidy. Looking good.
Here comes the O'Donoghues.
Yep. No tumbleweeds in that car. They're going all underneath.
Just go over the top of them.
Yep.
Comes the
Brake smell, though. Yep.
Yep.
And I think next we might be seeing,
It would,
I think it's going to be the 500. Because I hear him coming up the hill.
yep, there he is.
Yep,
So
500 took it.
win.
Oh, getting very wide on the dirt. Keeps it straight, though. And that's exactly where we were talking about the wind hitting, right? As just as you're coming around that corner.
So the thing now is the driver of the 500 needs to be aware
Yep.
that this car is just beginning lap number 3, and he needs to get out of the way.
That's true. That's true.
He still has another lap to do.
I thought they were both on the same lap, no? Oh, no. Because he was first, right?
Correct.
That's right. Okay. So he does have to move over. So he is, all right, so he's got to let him go. I think the 350 needs to go past him now. Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. Is he drafting him or what's he doing? I don't know if the 350 understands what has to happen now.
Exactly. I think that or maybe the flagger may have inadvertently given him
Maybe.
a flag.
Maybe. I will have to sort that one out later. I'm not quite sure, but it certainly looks like he's still stuck behind there.
He's still behind him.
Yeah. So there may have been, one of those cases where the flags got mixed there. We'll find out afterwards, but I believe this may be. I'm going to take a look at the.
I don't know how close they've got the next group, but up behind the sheds there is a run group.
I see Nova.
I see Nova. I see the Corollas.
Well, 0-0 looks like it's the last run group that's on here. No, so he got by him, but I don't know if that was later on or what the story was, but we'll figure that one out later, I'm sure. We'll hear about that if if anything, I'm positive. So let's see here.
So is everybody happy?
Well, the GT350 might not be. We'll see what happens there.
What happened to him?
Well, because the first car in the run group lapped him,
Oh no.
and they got together just as they were coming onto the front straight here, which means that as he was taking the checkered, and the 350 behind him thought that he should be getting the checkered, but he should have been have one more lap.
Okay, can you turn that off for a second?
Sure.
Scotty?
Some behind the scenes things going on. We'll be right back with you.
350, I think, thought that he got the checker, so he was stuck behind the 500. He waited behind him. Yeah, but he didn't come in. No, he didn't come in going around, but yeah, he was out of that lap. So I think
We got next group going out on track. I see a couple of Corvettes going out, and so we got the Subaru of 9,000 turbos heading out, and right behind him one of our Corvettes, and then Jim Bob and his Corvette.
I'm at
Thousands of, we're getting thousands of messages. He's
JD and Solomon comparing watch battery percentages.
Yep. And as I've been putting on Instagram, they're kind enough to sponsor us. I'm kind enough to.
Yeah, but to sit around and talk about battery life.
Yeah. What else would you like us to talk about?
I mean, we got cars on track, for Christ's sake. Some of them are kind of interesting.
Yeah, but they're slow right now.
We're between
Hey, is that the Subaru? Is that the? Yeah, I wonder if he's going to keep that pipe on his car this year.
Probably not. He blew it in the afternoon too. As soon as he took off, all you hear is bang, pop, and the thing, and then when you hear the vacuum again, you're like, there it goes. I think it stayed on though.
Hope he doesn't do that at NCM.
Well, it's not. It's interesting because it's not exhaust. It's loud, but it's like a tornado.
Okay.
It's just like 90,000 pounds of boost that's just escaping through this one little hole, and it's losing all boost.
Yeah.
They're from Minnesota, so I call them the Subaru of 10,000 turbos.
Exactly.
I got a good friend came to a NAS event at NCM, and he only got to do 2 laps. I don't think he actually did a complete lap, right?
I don't know anything about getting kicked out of places like AMP.
I kicked everybody out of AMP. Yeah.
Then it could be worse.
Oh, we had a kid in an HOD event get kicked out on his outlap in his Miata at AMP.
Now wait for him to build the boost, and then you'll hear it. Let's see if it pops, because it should be fairly muted. Let's see. There's Brian Valente of the Valente Group bringing us coverage here. Stayed on this time. It didn't pop off.
You know, they make these things called clamps, and oftentimes, especially if you probably maybe use 3 or 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think he used all of them this time because it seems to have stayed on. I'll tell you, I've been impressed with Jim. He's been driving really well with that
Jim's
new
a good
Corvette.
driver. He drives a lot at Summit Point. He teaches fat days. He races in Miatas. He's a pretty good little driver.
Quite a few of the new C8s out here.
I like the big cones.
Like the big cones.
Staging big cones.
Oh yeah.
There you go, Brian Valente. His
A little more,
here
right.
about to take off. Nice and quiet. That was a majestic start of sorts.
I tell my students when I'm driving with them, we're in a little slide car, and it's maximum of 15 miles an hour. I tell them my brain is calibrated to 15 and 85. And now my ears are becoming more calibrated to dBs.
That's for sure.
Which is not something I ever wanted.
Little one lapper over there. In the little
Half lap.
yellow half lapper. There you go. It's like a 1/8 scale of a lapper.
Yeah.
Future
So I
lapper.
think our next group will be our. Looks like it
Yep.
may be our last one.
I think you're correct. Well, looking there, looks like we got one.
Oh, yeah, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
No, there's more back there.
Well, there's one car right there. That's it. Ends
No,
right
there's,
after
there's
that.
1, 2, 3.
We're running 8, right? So if we're running 8,
Oh, okay.
that should be it.
Just run them all.
Oh, this is not the first time anybody said that. Actually, we've come to the conclusion that just put them all out at once. It's 75. Let's go.
Okay, I mean, do that in Champ Car.
I know. I started Lemons on a half-mile track with 93 cars.
Well, we did Champ Car at Daytona, and there was 145.
Well, actually, that works out to less per mile than the 93 at the half mile. Yeah, and the car in front of me, it was nose to tail around the entire track. It wasn't 10 feet between each car all the way around. And the car in front of me was an '85 Caprice with a blow-up doll staring at me.
So that's why he kept trying to chase it down.
I couldn't get by him fast enough.
All right, good deal, Brian.
Look at the tumbleweed.
Oh yeah. No, we've been awarding points for tumbleweeds if they can stay on the whole lap.
Tumbleweed. Actually, there's a little Subaru driving through the lot, and the tumbleweed was rotating on the wheel. Stuck right in the
I made it through my session relatively unscathed. I was quite excited, especially considering the last mile or so coming into the track this morning when we were just being attacked.
when I came down it was
Yes.
and then I looked up and it was thousands and thousands in migration.
Oh, it was insane. It was just the migration of them.
Yeah. So Scott Coors is in Black Runner.
Yeah.
And he pulled up beside me, and I'm like, dude, I've been here 3 times before. I have never, ever seen this level of tumbleweed action. He's like, I've been here 1,000 times, and I've never seen this level of tumbleweed
Yeah.
I've
action.
never seen a tumbleweed here.
Oh, really? I have
we've
seen
been
it.
here. We've been here 5 times.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's and I've never seen anything here. I mean,
Wow.
This is, I mean,
This
there's,
is the 4th time I've been here, and
Yeah.
I've never seen a
Right.
tumbleweed.
windy.
I mean, it's been crazy because it's one of the more interesting sights we've seen. I mean, we just have these vast migrations of tumbleweeds that you'll see,
Yes.
thousands just coming across here, and we have it on video now. It's just insane. It's just funny to see. Are they going to clear the track before the cars do?
On Saturday, there were so many that Glenn had to burn them in the pit out. They had clogged the entire pit out.
God. tough drivers, right?
That was that one.
Grind it?
Pull it
Oh,
off.
what, up there?
Yeah.
Oh, everybody does that. It's all right. He learned where the corner is now.
Oh, it's gone. The bumper's still not there.
Nope. Didn't that fall off the first transit? Yeah. Oh, there you go. We got a pass. No, he's got one more to go.
One more
No, they both have one more lap.
He had
No,
they
they-
got to check.
No, they both have one more lap.
Nope, nope.
No,
McKinnon
or
has
passing.
Got the check.
Okay.
Caught the last one. And then he was trying, he was
Let him go
doing
by.
the perfect thing. Got
Yeah.
off the line, slowing up, and the Romero did not understand what was happening. That's
So he
it.
did. He let him go by.
Did everything he could short of stopping on the front straight to let him go by.
Yeah. He was offline going into one.
What's that?
He was offline going
Exactly.
into one. Yeah, it was good.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
No,
But-
I was going to alert the corner workers to show a passing flag.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you're in a new track. You're overwhelmed.
Yeah. And you can't
Narrow
fucking tell.
vision, and you lose the mirrors.
And then if Fred's
Oh, I love those scam likely phone calls.
Mm-hmm. Woo boy. What's that?
The whole session.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's been very cool and windy.
So I've got a friend back home that's been sending me like text messages, a short video clip, a picture, and I'm like, where are you getting all this stuff? And he's like, off the live stream. I'm like, so it is very cool.
Yeah.
I mean, people are watching it,
Yeah, yeah.
paying
No.
attention, and sending me stuff and missing my phone.
Very cool. Oh yeah, we generally do 2 hours in the morning, maybe a little bit longer sometimes if YouTube allows for it, and then we'll do an hour in the afternoon normally.
Now I believe we're just awaiting the wing grandpa Camaro.
Let me know when you're.
Hi, brother. And I think we should be just, after the 2 hour mark, we'll be all wrapped up here.
Be all blown out.
Yeah, right?
Here comes John McKinnon in the wing grandpa's Camaro, taking the checkered flag, and that concludes this run group.
And then, if that should be our final run group that we have coming out.
I hope so.
I believe so, because I
I'm ready-
checked.
I'm ready to go get in that.
I agree with
beautiful
you.
Toyota Tundra
Yep.
Capstone and sit down and put the
Heated seats on. Yeah, absolutely.
and just
Take
hang
a.
out for a little bit.
Yeah, and just not get punished by the wind. This has been a physically exhausting session for us, I'd say.
If we were prisoners of war, this would be against the Geneva Convention. Those frozen white Lamborghini Urus over there.
Yep.
I think Stephen Byington just got out of our
Yep.
Tundra. I wonder if he was up to any shenanigans.
I don't know. He's got shorts on, which is a brave choice today.
But he's not the only one of the Toyota guys that are wearing shorts. I noticed Browning was wearing them earlier.
Yeah, we spoke about that one. All right, we've got our final run group taken to the track, that older M6. We've got the Roberts. Is that the, which Miata is that? Yeah, it is. Okay, yep. So I think Becky driving today since Scott's mom's right there.
Oh, yeah, there's snuck up on
I'd venture to say. And we have Dad Bod car mods going out. you go.
Becky's headed out now.
Yep. And we've got.
And there's Becky right there.
Yep. Did they not put Nova out now?
Yeah, there's one more after this.
They could have gotten them all out. No. No.
I'm protesting these last two
The
road
road
crews.
crews.
I'm going to strike.
How are we on El
We're-
Baterio? Okay, we're not bad. Not bad, not bad.
I'm yawning. I got excellent sleep last night.
Well, again, this is physically exhausting. It's
Yeah, the wind. is
Yeah.
Physically exhausting.
that's what I'm saying. It's battering us nonstop.
It's like riding an elevator with Ray Rice.
Do.
Start shooting.
Do. All right, second to last run group now lining up. We got our Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure Corvette, followed by the M6, and then the MX-5 of Becky. With Dadbot Car Mod taking the switch on the other car. Another healthy gusts of wind coming at us. The wind just absolutely insane right now. Down and away. Becky taking off for her first lap. Golden Camry. And I'm not sure if this is Steve or Bill behind the Brock Yates Memorial Fund entry. I believe it's Steve.
I believe it is Steve
Looks
because
like.
Bill was running around shooting photos with you.
Well, that makes more sense. Dadbot Car Mod. And I don't know why, but as we are approaching the 2-hour mark, it seems like we're going to be wrapping up here according to the phone. So, Brian, why don't you do the outro for us?
Okay, this has been the morning session here at High Plains Raceway in beautiful yet very windy Deer Trail, Colorado. You've been watching the 2024 Tire Rack One Lap of America presented by Grassroots Motorsports Magazine with our media coverage this week brought to you by Hooked on Driving, Everyday Driver, and the Valente Group. And once again, thanks to Eric Call and
HPDREFGHIJK Thank you.
for the wonderful 5G box for us to bring you the coverage this
5G.
week.
There we go.
5G, in 3D. So, so we'll finish up this little bit of coverage with you, but thanks for checking us out this morning. We'll be back after lunch with about the first hour or so of footage before we make our long drive to just south of Kansas City.
Yep, and go to get our windshield replaced.
Yes, and go get the windshield replaced.
All right. Well, thanks all for watching. We appreciate you, and have a great rest of the morning or afternoon, wherever you are. And woo! Fireworks, fireworks, fireworks.